Welcome back to another episode of Goat Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And hey, today we're gonna be checking out Ren Money Game Part 2. So this is the Part 2 of the Money Game trilogy. Let's get it. I really enjoyed Money Game 1. Very visual. I was more confused. I'm not gonna lie, I was more confused on that one. So I'm really relying on y'all to get in the comment section and really educate me on Part 1. I was able to break down the lyrics, but the visuals threw me off a little bit. Somebody on my Patreon, one of my Patreon members, because they get early access to all the Ren stuff, they put me on to, well, this is a Patreon exclusive, so what am I saying? So yeah, so one of y'all, you know who you are, put me on to what their idea was or opinion was on Part 1, and it was pretty informative. I really did appreciate that one. So without making these intros too dragged too long, y'all know what we're here for. If you're on the Patreon, you understand that we're doing this could hit the YouTube, you know, sometime in the future, but this is Making a Renegade. You guys are turning me into a renegade. By the time YouTube sees this, I might be a renegade, because I thought it was going to take me a few seasons. I ain't going to lie. I was like, this might take me a few seasons, but I can see myself really getting connected to this dude just because he seems like the most caring artist. You know what I'm saying? He's very caring. You know what? He kind of inspires me, because like I'm not perfect by no means, but I care about the people who follow me. I care about their well-being. I care about what you're going through. I care about what you like, what you want to hear, what you sign up for the Patreon. What are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? I care about that genuinely, just because, I mean, you should care. So I actually relate to him, and he inspires me in a lot of ways, because I want to get back into my poetry writing, or even rap. I want to get back to me writing. I used to write a lot of rap, and I don't do anymore, but you know, I'm thinking about doing something. Maybe when the channel grows a little more, I'll put something out just to get some more opinions from y'all. Or maybe I'll just put out for the Patreon and see what you guys think. But anyways, let's get right into it. It's Ren Money Game Part 2. Ren Money Game Part 2. If you saw the first one, then you know how I break things down. Sometimes they're long-winded, sometimes they're not. I try to do my best. I'm just new at this YouTube stuff. I just started 3 months ago, so I'm trying to be able to compact it, but I like to just give my full analysis. So if you know, if it's too long, I can understand why you might leave the video or whatever, but it is what it is. Let's get it started. Make sure we're recording. We're recording there. We're recording here. I'm just now making sure we're recording. That's terrible, but let's go. Oh, God. Oh, okay. That was his video from Money Game Part 1.
Strange time of living in panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America written, split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise.
Wow.
Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent.
Wait.
There's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis and
Was that supposed to be my baby's crying in the background, sorry y'all. Why'd he say that? If number 10 down the street burns, hold on, my bad, I got it. And I do a lot of rewinding, y'all, so sorry.
oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. The storm, it comes that way.
Wow.
And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we die upon the play, baby.
Oh my God. I love this.
We're all part of this whole money game.
What? Yo, this dude is filled with so much. Yo, dude, I don't know what he doesn't have. I don't know. Like, and I'm not saying it to be a hater. It's just like everybody lacks in something. You feel me? This dude is like, I don't know, dog. Like, this is not. Man, I don't know, bro. I didn't love the beat to the first one, by the way. I didn't love it, but I guess, and I agree with one of my patrons. They said the same thing. I didn't love the beat either, man. I agree with you, but I had this situation with Eminem too. Sometimes I don't love the beat, but what Eminem does to the beat, the pockets he finds, the way he still drags me in, that's got to be a talent in itself. And the same thing happened with Money Game Part 1. I didn't love the production that much, but like, it doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in. I'm in. I'm already in. I'm too invested at this point. You know what I'm saying? It can't veer me away from it. I'm too invested. You feel me? So like this though, this sounds good. Sonically sounds good. Rain, 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 and come our way. Like I just love that, man. And then we're all part of. And look what he's talking about. This is real shit. Like, oh man, I'm gonna run that hook back, and then we're gonna break down that first verse. He was so informative in that first verse. I'm just, you know what I'm thinking about? What I do need clarity on is the number 10 down the street, burned in the fire. I don't. If that's like, is that a politician? Is he talking about what they got over there in Britain? Because I'm sorry, I'm an ignorant American. It's like prime minister, right? That's what y'all got over there, something like that. Yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section. But so is it somebody important of that stature? Because then he's like, only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me when Eminem was like, I don't rap for dead presidents. I'd rather see the president dead. It's never been said, but I set precedents. Like, yo, and he had to blur that out. I might have to blur that out when I'm ready to put it on YouTube, not for Patreon, but when I'm ready to put it on YouTube, I might have to blur that out. But yeah, he said it's never been said, but I set precedents. Like, it was dope. But anyways, that just reminded me of that. But let's run the hook back real quick. That sounds so jazzy.
On the trigger of a money game.
Rain, 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 rain. A storm comes our way.
And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins. But we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. Good point, the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Hey, it's crazy that he made this about.
This old money game.
He's like, I don't want to say he's predictable.
You are a fighter.
We gotta add.
This.
All right, but anyways, I'm gonna talk over it because I'm gonna mute it out. But I'm not gonna say he's predictable, but because he's not predictable at all. But that hook, once he said, because he kind of did that hook on part one, right? But once he said the rain, 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 you kind of know how the hook is gonna be, like, because he's being very traditional right now with the chorus. But let's break that verse. Let's break that first verse down. So he opens up with the, you know, strange times we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, rich man don't care for you, right? That's when you come to that realization. That's when it hits you, like, yo. So he's immediately setting the tone now with, he's highlighting the disconnect between the wealthy elite and the everyday person like me and you. So Ren's direct language, if I could say, like, it pretty much just captures the chaos and the fear that define today, modern society, right? So while he's pointing out that the rich who hold power remain indifferent to the struggles of the everyday person. We should all know this, right? We should all know this, but, you know, some of us are just poor to information. We don't want to be informed. So narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show, America. So now here Ren compares narcissism to a disease, pretty much, right? And he's suggesting that self-centered, just greedy behavior has pretty much infected society. You know what I'm saying? It's spreading like wildfire, and it could easily just be looked at as an illness at this point. So by referencing America, though, he's hinting that these issues aren't just confined to one country, bro. It's like it's there. It's in his hometown. He's in Britain as well. He's from Britain, right? So yeah, Britain. It's everywhere. It's a global thing. It's a global thing, though. And let's see, Britain split. He said Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament and not adequate. This line pretty much, I guess he's critiquing his own British government by pointing out just how the leaders over there often just, oh shit, my bad, I almost hit play on the video. But yeah, the leaders over there often just, you know, they act in their own interests. Everything they do, it's the same thing everywhere, just like here in America as well. You know, they're instead of serving the people, they're serving themselves. So the use of counterfeit. What he says, he's pretty much suggesting that these politicians are fake and they're just playing a role. Like, and we shouldn't be that invested in them because they're playing a role for them to maintain power. They're all about maintaining power. That's why he goes into needlessly bleeding resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. And they freaking threw the money on Buddy right there when that part came on. I don't know if that was a real scene. Like, they threw the money on some dude while it was, I guess, in a courthouse, or maybe like I don't know what that was, but it was imagery he gave to the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But he Ren pretty much. I mean, he slams the exploitation of resources on how politicians willingly ignore environmental and social damage, and if it benefits their bank accounts, it's the only thing they're gonna give any attention to. Other than that, they don't care, man. They don't care. It's a biting critique of greed and just prioritizing profit over the people, man. That's what they doing here. But this is he said if number 10 down the street burned in a fire, he's why say that? You know what I'm saying? Is he being random? I don't know. Is he speaking about somebody like in power when he said that? I don't know. They showed a door. They showed a residence. So I don't know. I don't know. But he said only joking, only messing, don't be stressed. And so I guess he's just trying to soften the blow with that, right? So that he doesn't actually bring that type of attention towards him, because they will be at your front door. They did it to Eminem, dog. They did it. He said stuff about Trump that he sent the Secret Service to M. Like, he sent the Secret Service to M in the middle of a studio session. Gangster. Oh, yeah, Trump gangster. He's like, oh, word? You out there talking shit, M? Hold on. Yo, go pay that man a visit. But Ren, what he said? He says, write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. He kind of ended one of his verses on the first game, first money game like that. But write my thesis in a rhyme scheme, analyze the brain while my finger on the trigger of this money game. Of a money game. Okay, so he's using his music to dissect the psychological manipulation, let's say, right, behind society's obsession with wealth, but at the same time, he's still acknowledging that he is a part of the system, man. I mean, we're all a part of the system. So you can't critique without accountability. That's what I would say. The chorus, love the chorus. Rain, 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 a storm, it comes our way. So he's pretty much just suggesting, like, how can I say, an impending reckoning for the lies, man, the corruption that has poisoned society. It's coming, dog. It's coming. Dog. Like, I know we may not live to see the day. That just reminded me of we may not live to see tomorrow. We may not live to see the day. That's off of Alexander Hamilton. I love musical plays. I love all of that. So that's why I really like Ren, because I'm into musical plays. I was writing a musical play at one point, not to divert and go off on a tangent, but I was writing a play and I just fell off of it, like whatever. I just slacked off. But Ren would do well in one of those situations. But he said a storm comes our way. I think the storm is just, it's just like, in a way, it's symbolism. It's symbolism to, like, the chaos and the potential for change, though, at the end of the day. That's kind of like what Kendrick was talking about in his song, Let the Party Die. Yes, dog. Let the party die. And sometimes you got to get rid of some of them, people who are throwing these parties. That's why that song, Let the Party Die. And you know what? It's doing well on the tube right now, too, because honestly, that connects with real people. These type of channels, not to big up my channel, but these type of channels who react to these type of artists, like, you know what I'm saying, these type of songs, and really get deep into the lyrics as far as, like, analyzing peeling back the layers. That's what's behind the lyrics. Who's behind the lyrics? Ren? Okay, who's Ren? Who's behind? Okay, it's Ren. Okay, what type of person is he? You know what I'm saying? You start learning about him, his struggles and everything he goes through. It's like, yo, this makes the music that much more impactful. It really does. It's like if you took Drake and you gave him Kendrick's speech, it just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the soul, right? It hits the mind. You think about it, it's true, but it never reaches the soul. So you can't give Drake Kendrick's speech. You can't give Drake Ren's speech. It's just not going to hit the same. The genuineness is not going to be as effective. So, anyways, but he said, but we like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, and we know that's the truth. So with this, he's kind of just capturing a universal truth. You know what I'm saying? How quick we are to blame others without even looking at ourselves, man. Our own role in what just took place. You know what I'm saying? And what we do ourselves to perpetuate these problems, right? We don't look at, and even if we do, we look at ourselves last. We don't look at ourselves first, right? So I like this because he's constantly, in a lot of his songs, he's constantly putting up that mirror to the people, and he's emphasizing that everyone is a part of the old money game, and whether they realize it or not. Whether you realize it or not, man, let's keep it going. I'm loving this one. I see why this one's so dang popular. I do like this one a lot more than part one, but you need part one for part 2. Even though they're not directly connected, they are connected because of the message.
This old money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore.
Okay.
The value of these shells will fall.
Okay.
Due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a dime.
I gotta run it back because this man has a high vocabulary. Maybe I didn't hear him good, but I gotta run it back, make sure, because one thing I appreciate about him is because one thing I love about the rappers that I listen to, they are men of high intellect, and not that I consider myself a high intellectual, but I do like to listen to something that I feel like I'm either learning through or it's not beneath me, because when you start listening to music that's just recklessness or whatever, it dumbs you down. It dumbs you down, and it numbs you to to what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So our society is so numb with all this dumbed down music that, you know, I don't even listen to that dumbed down music. But when I hear Ren, I'm like, hold on, make sure. Let me get my clarity first, because he has good vocabulary. Just like Eminem, just like NF, just like, you know, Kendrick Lamar. These are like my favorite people who use high vocabulary in their lyrics.
She sells seashells
by
on
the
a
seashore,
but the value of
these shells will fall
due to the laws
of supply and demand.
No one wants to buy shells
because there's loads on the sand. Okay.
Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step 2, gotta make the people think that they want it, really fucking want it. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. 3, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly.
Bro, I don't. Oh man, I just don't want to speak. I don't want to speak. I don't want to be. Obviously, he's doing a hell of a job breaking this down, right? But I fight my hardest to not be a prisoner of the moment, and he's so good that you just feel like I'm gonna be a prisoner of his talent forever. Like it's not a moment with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's happening. It's actually happening. Like, yeah, he's this smart. Yes, he's this aware. Yes, he's this intellectual. Yes, he's this caring. Yes, he's all these things. And also, guess what? He's going through hell every day. He's going through hell every day with his illness. He's going through hell every day with his medications. It's hard. Like I'm gonna start watching his videos where he talks about that stuff. It's hard for me to watch those stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching one when he was really struggling, and then people were saying that he was high or something like that, and he's saying how he wasn't high. And I was watching him struggle, and it was just like, I felt bad for him, dog. Like, I was just like, I feel bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love reacting to him. I feel bad reacting to him sometimes. Why? Because he's not. What allows me to keep going is that he's into it. He loves the reactor community. If it wasn't for that, like, it'd be even harder to react to him, because I just feel like he's not like a project. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I even felt guilty about the docuseries that I started recently. I'm just being transparent with y'all. Just like, hey, this is not like, is this cool? Like, I almost like, I'm gonna do this first season, but before I do another season, I almost want to like his permission, almost like I want him to be like, yeah, it's cool, like what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but I don't want to make it seem like it's just like I'm playing a game on him, like the whole documentary. I just want to make my videos more intriguing, but I'm gonna give him all his respect. I will never disrespect him, but I wish I could have him just give the approval. Like, yeah, that's cool what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the closest I can get is y'all supporting me, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, let me get back into it, because I probably just confused the hell out of mad people. But it's a monopoly. Invest inside in property. Start a corporation. Make a logo. Do it properly. Oh, I love the flow he's on right now. But anyways, let's run it back a little bit.
Once as product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free.
Good analogy.
Invest inside some
Property. Start a corporation. Make a logo. Do it properly.
Shells must sell. That will be your new philosophy. Swallow all your morals. They're a poor man's quality. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land. Fresh blood on hands. 5. Why just shells? Why?
That just reminds me of location, location, location. If y'all know the movie, if you know it, put it in the comment section. Everything's about location. But let's run it back just a little bit. So yeah, he's right on point with this shit.
Morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land. Fresh blood on hands. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6. Guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes. Then want to be the president of the United States. 8. Big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9. Polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10. The world is yours. Step.
Wow, dog. Wow, bro. This is you know what this is like? This is hard to consume. And that's how you know that we've been poisoned, because this shouldn't be hard to consume. But it is hard to consume. Even for somebody like myself, I'm aware of the bullshit that's going on in the world, in the media and stuff like that. But I've been poisoned. You know what I'm saying? I've been poisoned as well. So sometimes you need to hear these things, because just knowing something isn't enough. Sometimes you need to be reminded. Sometimes you need the message has to like be, you know, almost inflicted on you. Like you have to be a part of it. You have to accept that you're a part of it and then be aware. Because if you're in it and you're not aware and you're a part of it, because you're going to be a part of it no matter what. So, but if you're not aware, you could lose. You could lose the money game. You'll lose. And none of us can truly win, but we don't have to lose. The world is yours. Step out on the stage. A round of applause. Okay, let's run it back a little bit, because wow. It's just he's doing such a great job at he's doing so good at this that I'm just like, this man almost doesn't need reactors. Like like, he don't need me. He don't need me to break this shit down. Like, I'm going to break it down for my own self and because you guys want to see it. But it's like, he's so good at breaking down his own lyrics and his own depictions that this man doesn't need reactors.
9. Polarize the people. Controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all
Don't say your name.
10. The world is yours. Step out on a stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, rain,
Oh my
God! It goes that way. And no surprise to distorted lives. Poison in the veins, but we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. Good point, the mirror brought ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. This old money game.
Yo, this dude is so inspirational.
This old money game.
I see why that was so popular. That one was hard. Oh, Jenny's Tail, Screech's Tail. That was fun. I loved the Jenny. That was the one that High Ren did it. The Tail, the trilogy. That's when that hooked me. That one, like, he got the hooks on me. I was like, no, I got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out a creative way to start putting out these reactions. But anyways, let's pull up these lyrics, man, because verse 2 was speaking to a brother. Oh man, he kind of shifts into more detailed step by step, you know, how he's a satire on how money and business operate. So it's a little lesson in here. He's educating you at the same time. So even if you don't understand what he's saying, he's breaking it down for you. That's why I say he doesn't really need reactors. So he starts with the concept of money is a game in the ladder we climb. Turns a saint into a sinner with the finger in the what do you say? Turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. Okay, so I thought he was saying with the finger on the trigger, playing the money game, blah blah blah. But anyway, money is a game that in a ladder, in the ladder we climb. Turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. So he's kind of, oh shit,
Like the taste of fresh.
my bad. So he's illustrating how the pursuit of just wealth, it can corrupt you. You know what I'm saying? It can corrupt you depending on how you value wealth, right? Or what you call is wealth. You know what I'm saying? So turning even the most virtuous into participants of this unethical behavior, right? And so, I mean, the center to the finger of crime. This line, he sets up like the nursery style rhyme, like he pointed out, right? But it break down. It's a breakdown of the economics where Ren exposes the manipulation behind the business practices, right? So when he says she sells on the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. So he's cleverly he just simplifies the complex economic principles, right? He's simplifying it for you. Seashore by seashore. That's economic basis, right? So he shows how value is manufactured and manipulated. So by using the familiar tongue twister verbiage, right? He highlights how businesses artificially create I don't know, like ways to drive up the price, right? They're making this shit up. It's an old tactic of capitalism. That's all it is, right? So step one, and then he breaks it down. Step one, you must create a sense of how you say that? Scarcity? Is that how you say it? Scarcity? That's a word. I know that's a basic word, but it's a word I don't use in my everyday vocabulary. So how to pronounce it, like I know what it means and all that. Scarcity, that's how I would say it. So if I sound like a fool, y'all can correct me. But he said, scarcity shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare. You see. So I really like that because he started explaining that whole diamond theme and all that shit, right? So it's really how we think these days. It's really how the way we value diamonds, and it's just crazy, bro. Because he's telling you that this was concocted from the very beginning. Believe it or not, it was concocted from the very beginning. That's how I take his explanation for it. So he explains how industries manufacture desires, right, by creating false scarcities. That's what they're doing. It's a direct critique of how companies all around the world, global. No, it's not. None of this shit is confined to no country, right? They manipulate and supply to exploit freaking consumers, man. That's all you are. They're out to exploit you every chance they get. Just making them believe that, or making y'all believe that, or making us believe, right? We gotta take accountability. Making us believe that common goods are valuable. Just because they're hard to find. They're not valuable, they're just hard to find. Those two things can confuse you, right? So influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. He had like the Masked Singer and all that. And he's just showing you how this is what they do. He's pointing out that the role of the media and influencers as well is just pushing products, man. It's just pushing products, right? It's making people feel that they need these things to even be relevant or successful. Like, yeah, if they can make you feel like you need them, you'll do anything to get them, right? And that's where struggle comes from. That's where depression comes from. That's when addiction comes from. That's all this shit. So, Big Pharma has a lot to do with all this too. He didn't really speak on that, but I'm pretty sure he's aware of that, and he's made songs probably about it because he's directly tied into Big Pharma, right, with his own medications that he has to take. So it's a critique of how deeply marketing has embedded it's has pretty much embedded itself into the culture, right? So turning every platform that we put our fingers on into a sales pitch, man. So he says, 3, it's a monopoly. Invest inside some property. It's a monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation. Make a logo. Do it properly. Like, he's telling you how they get it done, right? So he's mocking capitalism, right? He's mocking capitalism. He's mocking capitalism, pushes individuals and businesses to expand endlessly, right? Often like at the expense of us. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? Not even at the expense of us, just at the expense of ethics, period, right? Just at ethics, period, and whoever bears those ethics, right? It's at the expense of that, because if you can destroy morality, if you can destroy compassion, empathy, just morals or whatever, you can destroy the people who portray these characteristics. If you can destroy the characteristic, you can destroy the people, or you could destroy the mind of those, right? So he said, swallow. That's why he said, swallow all your morals. There's a poor man quality. That's a poor man's quality, right? That's one of the most biting in the verse, right? I would say, because he's saying that in the world of business, morals are seen as like a weakness, dog, like something that only those without power worry about. When you have this stature, you want wealth, you want this, you need not any morals, no empathy. That's for the weak, you know what I'm saying? So and then he kind of escalates it with 7. He said, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. It's crazy. It's like shots fired. But he's taking his digs. He's taking his digs and he's aiming at how power and politics intersect, man. It's one thing. I'm not into politics. Oh, you're not into politics? Politics are into you, though. They're into you. I don't get into politics. Politics will get into you, whether you like it or not, dog. So you better get into it and understand it and just be aware of it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta believe everything that's happening, right? But I like how he just shows how politics and power intersect. Like, yeah, for sure. And where business moguls turn into freaking political leaders all of a sudden, right? And then it's like it's just further blending capitalism with governance. That's what it's really doing. And that's when you kind of have to be almost afraid. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say afraid because I don't ever want to put fear into anybody. If you have God, you don't need to be afraid. You know what I'm saying? If you have God in you, you don't need to be afraid. But it is something that, it's you just need to be aware, right? So towards the end of that verse, he was just kind of like, you're a liar and a cheat, a devil and a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Like that right there hit me. I was like, oh, what a tie. What a bow tie. He tied that up nicely at the end. I'm so ready for part 3. But yeah, he kind of just his entire critique in the closing lines it's pretty just like him just hammering home the point that those who succeeded in this game, right, are often the least ethical. That's why I say he's attacking the ethics of this, right? The people who succeed and they get far, and you see them at the top of that hill, they're the top of the mountain, they did some unethical shit to get there. Believe it or not, man. Believe it or not. And it's just a dark and direct condemnation of the moral cost of just playing the money game, man. If you play the money game and you play to win, you may have to do some things. You may have to eat some of your morals, right? You might have to tuck some of those away and not expose yourself if you want to get far. Because if they see it, they can't trust you, right? They can't trust you, and guess what? You don't get the pass. You don't get to get in. You don't get into the party. Well, you know what? Let's do what Kendrick say. Let's let the party die. Let's let the party die. Y'all need to, if y'all not Kendrick fans, at least listen to that song or listen to my breakdown. Wow, I kind of broke it down. So if you're not a big Kendrick fan, I definitely can help you understand that message a little better, because I did break that one down just yesterday, and I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good song. But overall, man, Money Game Part 2, wrapping it up. Loving it, man. This was a masterclass in freaking social commentary. He was using sharp wit and clever rhymes, and I like that, man. Just to break down how power, greed, and manipulation shapes our world. Like, yeah, it runs critiques are not just the people at the top, and but also he's calling out the complicities. Once again, he's calling out the complicities of us, of everyone who buys into this shit, who buys into the system, then highlighting the ways that we're all a part of this corrupt game. Yeah. So his ability to blend humor, right? Because he was kind of being like satire a little bit at certain points, but with criticism as well, but deep social freaking insight. That makes a song not just a song, it's a call out now, something that we need to pay attention to, right? But it's a challenge to the listeners, me, you, other people who are tuning in, to wake up and see that the world for what it truly is. It's bullshit, a lot of it. So by exposing what he's doing, he's exposing all the mechanisms behind wealth and power. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Yeah, this is really how they do it. So Ren now is in what he's doing. He's encouraging us to think critically about our own roles in the system. We need to be on the side of accountability to really understand what could be done moving forward, right? Because it's not just rolling over. So you have to question the rules, man. We've been taught to play. You have to question the rules we've been taught to play by. You have to. You have to study it, right? It's a powerful, thought-provoking piece that, to me, Money Game Part 2 pushes for awareness, which he does in a lot of his songs, accountability, call for acknowledgement of your complicity, and in a world, all in a world driven by this old money game, right?
This old money game.